All right, number one. Here we go. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go with some repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, number 2. All right, that's the scale stuff. So yes. Scales, and then we're working on this. This is the big thing to go over, okay. So, you did mention, if I remember correctly, that you do remember going over the circle of fifths, fourths, stuff like that. So, here's the quick recap of that. And I should bring up that full. You know what, while I'm thinking about it, let's just bring it up now. While we got this going, let's bring up that little circle of fifths. Let's see. No items match your search. That's fantastic. Why not? Why not? Let's try that again. There it is. Okay. All right, so I will send this over to you. That. So, it's basically the circle of fifths right there. So, the idea, you starting with the key of C, because it has no sharps and no flats, all natural notes. When you go up 5 notes, starting on C, in that major scale, the C major scale, you end on a G. C is the 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5. So the key of G contains 1 sharp, which happens to be an F sharp. Now, to find out what key has 2 sharps, you can just look at this, or you go up 5 notes in the G major scale and you land on D. You go up 5 notes in the D major scale, you land on A, and so on. So the flats, that's going the other direction, or the way I like to do it is count up in 4s. So starting with C, if you count up 4 notes, you'd have C is the 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4. So key of F has 1 flat. The 4th note in the key of F, that's going to be the next flat key. So F is 1, F is 1, G is 2, A is 3, B flat is 4. So to go through the order of sharps, we go up 5 notes in the scale. To go up the order of flats, we go up 4 notes in the scale. So, what is that going to do for you here? We are increasing the order, or the number of sharps, by 1 each new line until we get to the first flat. So that means we are starting with no sharps and no flats, so the key of C to begin with. And then we have 1 sharp. So the root note you have here, that is the root note for that scale. The root note you have here will be the root note for this scale. The root note you have here will be the root note for this scale, and so on. Now, when you get to the flat keys, remember, you go up 4 notes. So the root note for the 4th note here, for the chord here, that will be the first note here. fourth note you have in this scale will be the root note for that key. The fourth note you have here will be the root note for that key. So your goal here is to use your open chords, bar chords when necessary, and of course, movable shapes. Might be a good idea. Look up the B diminished. It's right there. Right there. F sharp diminished. Right there. Don't bar it. 4 fingers. Hopefully that jogs your memory. So, other things to remember. The 1, 4, and 5 are always major. The 2, 3, and 6 are always minor. And the 7th is always diminished. Every single time. Now, if you wind up with any sharp, flat, or natural symbols up here, something has gone wrong. When you input the chord names, so you hit the letter A to bring up the chord generating box, if you tabbed it out correctly, you will get the chord we're looking for, with one exception, and that would be, I believe, the E sharp diminished. Or something like that. I think it's E sharp diminished we end up doing it here, and we need to change it to, so it'll say it's an F diminished when you do the auto generate. We'll need to change that manually to the E sharp diminished. So that's the exception to the rule, that everything will auto generate to what we want. So yeah, that's basically it, like an E sharp diminished chord, the way it's got to be written out in key, will auto generate to an F diminished instead of the E sharp diminished. Because that's how Guitar Pro is programmed. So, hopefully that makes sense. Remember, just use as many open chords as you can. Start using bar chords and movable chord shapes when necessary. As you go from key to key, the number of sharps increases. The more movable shapes and bar chord shapes you will have to use. Same thing with the flat keys. As the flats increase, the less open chords you will be able to use. So, no rush on it. Do what you can. Any questions, let me know. I will see you again next week.